Hey guys, what's up and welcome to the CFRL. Today we're going to be going over the week 2 schedule and depth charts, the issues that we had with them, and how the board has voted to deal with them. As you can see on the screen, we'll go over the depth chart issue first. We had Peyton Manning Jr. So long story short, what happened was in the last season, we had guys that were created, and for whatever reason the computer decided to not place them at the top of the depth chart, and it's because they were made after the advance. That was my fault by not catching that and explaining that to the league fast enough. Long story short, when you do this kind of league, you have to have all the players created before you leave the preseason. We allowed some late submissions into week 1, and at that point the game is set with their depth charts and they will not reset them. So the board, we skipped another year. At least half of the players stayed as freshmen because the game did decide to redshirt them. So at least half the league is still a freshman redshirt, which is awesome because then we don't have to worry about going back and rebuilding them, because they will be true sophomores next year, which is awesome. So they have no stats, they're redshirt freshmen, and they're good. A handful of the players did advance to sophomore years, and they're at the top of their depth charts now. I'm going to run through and show the guys at their depth chart spots so that they can see that they are starting if they should. Alabama was tricky because the starter was a 99 overall, and the submitted player was a 98 overall. So no matter what you did attribute wise, you could not get the starters to not play. We thought about lowering his injury and everything to 0 so that he could possibly get injured in week 1 against USC, but we did not do that. And long story short, we just decided to create Peyton Manning Jr. as the starter over the senior. I will have to remake him as a sophomore next year, and we will go from there. So as you can see on the screen, Peyton Manning Jr. is a starter. He's a senior. He'll be remade as a sophomore next year. His stats are there. The next guy is Arkansas, the middle linebacker. Tommy Lawson is the starter, as you can see there. He will be a sophomore that I will remake as a sophomore next year. Next guy is James Ramos at defensive end. He is the starting freshman redshirt. He's one of the guys I was talking about that became a redshirt freshman. He is good to go. Don't need to mess with him for next year. The next guy was, I believe, Florida State. Brandon Smith, right there, sophomore. He will get remade as a sophomore next year also. Iowa State, the quarterback, Paul Rubens Jr. is the sophomore, 95 overall quarterback starting. Michigan has the Cameron Reed as a sophomore starting at wide receiver. And a wide receiver, as long as you're 1 or 2, I let it go. But he is the starter at number 1. Next guy is NC State, the quarterback, who is no longer 0-1 because we did have to advance, which I'll get into soon. But he is one of the ones that became a redshirt freshman. He is a 99 starting at NC State quarterback. The submitted guy at Ohio State, same thing, redshirt freshman at quarterback. The next one is Maverick McCain, redshirt freshman at Oklahoma. San Jose State has Allen White, freshman redshirt, starting at quarterback. Southern Miss, well, Southern Miss wasn't created, guy. I just thought it was awesome that they have a 99 overall quarterback, Joshua Tyson. Texas A&M has the halfback Johnny Hobbs starting as a sophomore at halfback. And I believe that's it for the submitted players. I may have missed someone. I don't think I did. There were only 11 or 12, and I believe we just went through all of them. Going through the schools again real quick. I don't see another team that I remember a guy being submitted at. And looks like we're good. All right, so the issue that I wanted to go over to with the week 2 schedule was because of this issue that we had to forward another season, so we are now in 2019. We played week 1. So the top 25 and all that is different. Week 1 only had one top 25 game, which was Alabama versus USC. It was number 1 and number 2. And I believe Alabama won. No, USC smashed Alabama 45-27. But again, that was without the starting quarterback that is at Alabama now. So Alabama falls to 8, which in last season I believe they were like 5th or 6th anyway. So they're still where they should be from last year. Everyone is pretty much where they should be from last year. There were hardly any games that were extra. I don't see anyone else that needs to be in here. So we'll go to week 2. Like I said, we advanced to week 2 like we should. And that leads us to week 2 where we were. Everybody's ready to go now. So here's the full week 2 schedule. I'm going to scroll down so everybody can see who plays. Doesn't look like there's any. Arkansas at San Diego State. There's a user submitted game. Ohio State plays a cupcake team, so we might play that just to see Ohio State. I don't see any other created user players playing in week 2. Alabama plays Georgia Tech. That's a pretty good rivalry game every year. Michigan, so we do have a handful. So it looks like we have our 4 or 5 games that we're going to play in week 1. Or week 2. It is as expected, more cupcake games. Army plays North Texas again. Surprisingly, that's funny. They beat them in week 1 of the sim last week. So it looks like today we can play the 3 to 5 games for week 2. Florida State, Boise State. That should be a good one, actually. Probably save that one as the last one, as it is the 8 p.m. game in the system anyway. And that's it. So yeah, so top 25 games, like we said. We'll play the Arkansas game probably first. That'll be Arkansas at San Diego State. Probably play that around 10:30, 11 o'clock. And then we will go to the Cupcake Ohio State game, play that game, watch the submitted quarterback. Then we will watch the Georgia Tech Alabama game. And I'll probably go two games, take a break, 2 games, take a break, and then play the last one. Florida State, Boise State, like I said, that'll probably be the last game we play of the night. And I may or may not get on here and do live commentary. I was talking to the league in the Discord, and the board members. We may or may not start doing commentary until like week 3 to 5. It depends. We have some real life situations coming up in the next month that are going to make streaming these weeks pretty interesting. The first season is going to be a little different and off kilter than the rest of the leagues or the rest of the weeks should be. So we're going to go with that and see what goes from there. So that's the schedule for now. I will post this video and start recording the games. I'll probably play the first one live just to get some Monday football or some morning football going. But other than that, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Comment on the video, thumbs up, submit, share the video, get this league blowing up, and get ready, get more user submitted guys for season 2. And I'll start week 2 coming up soon. Have a good one, guys.